Our Gen Con coverage is brought to you by Hit Point Press. From animated spell and tarot cards to their breathtaking Humblewood campaign setting and adventure, Hit Point Press is your one-stop shop for amazing 5e content. Check out our links below for all the gaming goodness. Doors just opened on day 2 of Gen Con. Chris here from WizKids. Of course, the first place we come to in the morning. How's Gen Con been for you so far?
First day was great. Very busy, kind of crazy, but we're doing well. We're happy to be here. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a ton of people, I was part of it, storming through the gates to come here very first.
Yeah, we have a ticketed system for convention promos. We'll be taking a look at those here in a minute. But you come in, you get a little blue ticket, and that'll tell you your time to come back and purchase a couple of Mimics, Minsk and Boo. We'll take a look here in just a minute, though, but some great Gen Con exclusive promos.
So tell us what you're highlighting here at Gen Con 2024.
Yeah, so we have quite a bit on display and on sale, but I think our biggest highlight would be the 50th anniversary Icons of the Realms booster set. So you're all probably familiar with how these boosters work, but there are 4 minis in each box. You have 1 large, 3 smaller mediums, and with the 50th, there are 25 characters and creatures that have been depicted, but each one gets 2 sculpts. So this back shot of Heckna here is probably pretty good, because it shows you the 1st edition art and the 5th edition art with depicted with the mini. And 50 to collect, including, and then there are also 10 secret rares. Some of those secret rares include cartoon miniatures. There's Bobby, Sheila, Uni, Vinger. There's also the Blue Wizards and Green Knight from the cover of the basic set rulebook. So some great secret rares to chase as well.
Well, not so secret if you tell us exactly what they are.
I guess secret, and they were secret at one point, and then we re-released them. So.
I love it. And we've done 2 brick unboxings of that set so far. We have our full set review coming out pretty soon, so you can see every single mini.
You pulled a few secret rares as well.
Yeah, we got 1 out of 1 brick and 2 out of another brick. So felt like a pretty good odds that day.
Not bad, not bad.
Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so this is the single boxed miniature that goes with the 50th anniversary Icons of the Realm set. This is the classic Red Dragon. It completes that cover from the basic rules cover. It was a piece of art done by Dave Sutherland, and you can fully recreate that piece if you also have the Green Knight and Blue Wizard. Have
y'all done that anywhere, or seen make a diorama of them?
We have. So we definitely have on our socials. We like to post those 3 together just because it's a nice way to recreate that iconic cover. But yeah, it's a great way. It's a great collector's piece. You can have this up on a shelf, or just in your collection of D&D minis or just D&D swag. So
I really like the idea of taking that particular mini, which looks a little bit unlike some of our modern dragons, but make that be a shape-shifting form of like a doddering old wizard who's maybe never seen a wizard in real life but just read them in books.
Right.
And this is what he thinks wizards or dragons look like.
Well, I like that its base is covered in like its golden hoard, and it has it very accurately evokes the art. Yeah. It is a totally different style of dragon than we're used to today, but that's what we're going for. We're trying to celebrate the 50th anniversary and celebrate how things were and how they've changed over these 50 years.
And it gives you more opportunities for interesting storytelling, which is what we're all here for.
Of course.
What else you got?
All right, well, let's take a look first at, I've named him Scorch. He doesn't have an official name, but that's my name for him. But this is our Red Dragon Wormling, created for the 50th as well. This is a 2.5 feet tall, solid foam statue. It's a great centerpiece to a collection for retail store owners as well. Great way to decorate a store or just your D&D space. So going back here, we have. Let me just move these 50. We have the Heckna Eve of Ruin set. So similar to our 50th set, this is the 4 miniature box set. And you get 1 large, 3 smalls or mediums. And these miniatures are all from Eve of Ruin, but there are several that are pretty general use. You have your Ice Devils and Kuatoa. So, while they all are from the campaign, they're a great way to build up just your minis army.
Yeah, we just reviewed, I'm trying to remember what we've put out already. We have the Spider Dragon video, we have the Miska, yeah. So yeah, these are awesome looking figures that feature in the adventure as well. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what we posted already because we have our brick unboxing of the Heckna minis too, and I don't know if that's been put up or not.
Yeah, so the Spider Dragon was created for Heckna Eve of Ruin, brand new monster. Miska, the wolf spider, been around for decades now. Demon Lord has shown up in several adventures, often chasing the Rod of Seven Parts. But this is the first time Miska has ever actually been sculpted.
It's a hard mini to sculpt.
It's a very interesting model. Yeah.
The design of it is just wild, and trying to translate that into mini form has got to be really hard. And there's not a lot of very clear art of it either. It's a lot of obscure, weird angles.
Well, for Heckna, Wizards did a fantastic piece that we used to directly sculpt that from. So.
Oh, maybe I missed that one.
So next up, we'll take a look at Classic Monsters Collection O through R. This is the latest release in our Classic Monsters Collection. So each one comes with miniatures that use the first edition art for their sculpt. I'll pick up a few of the actual miniatures here in a second. But I really like the box on this. I like to always show it off. It looks like a giant tome, right? Like a giant monstrous encyclopedia or something. If you put this on a shelf, it looks like you're actually stacking up bestiaries.
I want to ask you a question about that. And you may not be ready to tell me anything, but it does say Dungeons and Dragons Classic Collection, and then there's a subtitle, Monsters O through R. We're getting toward the end of the alphabet. Is there any thoughts of continuing that line with something besides monsters?
Stay tuned. Yeah, we're definitely going to finish up monsters. We're going to take it all the way through Z. There are definitely some iconic X's and Z's and such that people might like to use in a lot of their campaigns. We're definitely going to hit those in the last installment, and then stay tuned for the classic collection and where it's going to go.
Okay.
We'll take a look at some of my personal favorite ones. The Roper from the O through R, and it's interesting because this piece really, this design really hasn't changed that significantly over 50 years. But then to contrast that, we have the owlbear, which to me, I mean, this is, if you showed this to somebody who has just started playing D&D in the last maybe 10 years, and you said this is an owlbear, they'd probably say, what are you talking about? That's not what they look like at all. But it certainly was, and I really like that the set highlights both those things that have really retained their form and those that have changed quite drastically over the 50 years.
Well, see, if they had made a plushie of that version of the owlbear, it wouldn't have won the Ennie that year.
I don't think so. It'd be it's not very cuddly.
No, it's not cuddly.
It looks dangerous. It looks like it's going to kind of rip your face off. It's
more monstrous.
Yeah. Well, if you want to look at our owlbear up there, yeah. He's a little high up and a little heavy to easily move, but that's a good representation of a modern owlbear in cub form, right. But a modern owlbear nonetheless. And finally, I think we'll take a look at Quest from the Infinite Staircase.
Yeah, that's a new one for us.
Yeah, awesome. So, like I said with Heckna, pretty much all of our booster sets are tied into the campaigns that Dungeons & Dragons releases. And this is for Quest from the Infinite Staircase, a collection of 5 adventures, classic adventures that have been redone for the 5th edition rule set. And this includes characters and creatures from that campaign. Quest from the Infinite Staircase is pretty unique in that it has some really varied adventures, particularly sci-fi adventures, right? So if we take a look, we have an android mini here, right? So something that's not typical for your standard D&D fantasy campaign, right? But certainly appears in Quest from the Infinite Staircase, and just gives you another option.
And you got a big boy up top.
Oh, yes. So, quite honestly, next to the Roper, one of my favorite creatures in D&D is the Froghemoth. This is the Froghemoth Elder. It's a new take on it that Wizards did for Quest from the Infinite Staircase. This is a gargantuan Froghemoth. This is a heavy, very stout mini. And when it plops down on the table, or when it thuds down on the table, I'm pretty sure some players will be scared.
And this is a different sculpt than the one for Onslaught, correct?
Yes. Oh, yes. Much different sculpt, much larger. Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Let me ask you this. So you just had also the re-release of Tyranny of Dragons with entirely new sculpts for that set list.
Yes.
Is that something that you are thinking about continuing? I think the next one after that is Elemental Evil. If you're pretending to go in order, are there thoughts about that, or waiting to see how this is received?
So that's not actually released yet. We did just announce it. We're calling it Return of the Dragons.
December, I think.
Yeah, yes. And just like Theo said, we're returning to those 44 sculpts and redoing all of them in new poses, new sculpts, and we're taking everything that we've learned and improved on in a whole decade and applying those to our first ever set. As far as continuing down the line, we'll see, but also D&D is going in new directions, so we'll see.
I'm just glad to get rid of those flight pegs from the original one. Oh my god!
And up to the flight stand. Right?
Yeah, those are so much better.
Yeah,
I can handle that.
Yeah, right. Which that will be an improvement on the Return of the Dragons set. The dragons will have our now standard flight stands. Yeah. I'm sure your audience. I'm trying to find. Do I have anything with a flight stand out?
Well, you got the Red Shadow Dragon. I believe it's Red Shadow Dragon.
Red Ghost Dragon.
Ghost Dragon.
Yeah. So I mean, there's the flight stand. I'm sure you all are familiar. But this piece, it's a great way to end our D&D display here. This is the Red Ghost Dragon. It first appeared just as a standard Ghost Dragon in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. It's a great undead dragon where sometimes you kill a dragon, but they want to haunt their horde even after death. And this comes in both a pre-painted, what you see here, and an unpainted version. So for hobbyists, if they would like to pick this up and do their own take on the Red Ghost Dragon, you're more than welcome to. It's a fully translucent piece, other than just a couple pieces up here for the horns, but otherwise it's a fully translucent piece, so it's a really unique piece to paint.
I really like that one too, and it also looks like it could be, if you had some sort of Elder Fire Elemental who wanted to take on dragon form. It looks like that as well.
Well, we do have a Elemental Fire Lord, which has pretty much an entirely translucent figure. So, but if we want to move on,
yeah, let's go look at some Pathfinder minis. All right, we are now looking at some Pathfinder minis, including one that looks familiar to me. But what do you got here, Chris?
Yeah, so we'll probably pick up what looks familiar to Theo, I assume. So this is the Adult Underworld Dragon. It has a removable breath weapon, and this actually comes in both a pre-painted, what you see here, and an unpainted version for hobbyists. That unpainted version comes fully pre-primed, so it's ready to come right out of the box and have paint applied to it. So, and I really like this sculpt quite a bit. The Serpentine dragon style really gives us a lot of freedom to do something new with the dragon. I mean, it looks very mobile, very flowing, and I really enjoy that. It's it's a step sideways from something like the big bulky dinosaur like dragons.
And this one features in the Tianja World Guide, which this is a dragon that Grady helped design the named version of for the Tianja book, which is exciting for us, and they're up for an NE tonight, so we're looking forward to seeing how that comes out. But what else we got here now?
That's great. No, that's awesome. So this is from our Armies of the Dead set. It is coming out in October. So this is a Necro Hulk. It's a alchemical undead. It's powered by alchemical and electrical fusions. It's really unique to Galarian and to Pathfinder, but at the same time, this set has very generic just army builders is what I like to call them. This is just a ghoulish crocodile, so it could fit into any world. It could fit into any game. Just a great piece to have on hand.
Excellent. Yeah. I love it. What else is featuring in the set here?
Let's see. We have a nice zombie wolf.
Nicely painted, some ribs sticking out.
Indeed. And then we'll move on to our premium, 3 premium miniatures.
I've seen this one online.
Yes, this is one of my favorite miniatures we've done recently. This is the Death Coach. It's a little hard to see here with how well lit Gen Con is, but all of this purple flame work on both the undead horses and back here trailing from the carriage, that's all glow in the dark.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It looks like you got room up top to put at least a mini.
You could certainly fit a small or medium up here, for sure.
That's so cool for the grand entrance of your villain for your campaign.
And we'll move on. So, moving into something else that's very specific to Pathfinder. This is the Yamaraj. It's a psychopomp that helps move spirits from, as they die into the underworld. It has a really unique kind of avian, draconic look to it. It's a really unique creature.
Super cool, too. What is the other one up top there?
Yes, this is the Gold Daco, a large tomb guardian, mummified, and has a really unique scythe-type polearm. Just a great unique mini. One of my favorite things about the Pathfinder minis line is it just feels very unique and very very specifically designed.
Does this one feature in an adventure path, or is this pulled from Bestiary 3?
Pretty sure just pulled from Bestiary 3. I don't believe there's a specific adventure path that the Gold Daco's in. It may appear. I would have to check. But
yeah, I'm not sure either, but when we do our full review, we will find out. And I see a little goblin, too.
Yes, so let me handle him with care. So this is our baby, life-size baby goblin foam statue. So Pathfinder, very well known for their really unique take on goblins, and we did a little baby version of it. And I like his little club here, and just his pose overall feels very, very innocent yet frightening with those. I mean, look at those teeth.
And it'll fit on a shelf too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely fit on a shelf. Certainly not as big as some other life-size statues we've done. This is absolutely a desk companion or a nice shelf guardian, right?
Yeah, we do have the life-size regular Pathfinder goblin at home that y'all made. Wait, one of your first ones, I think. Such a cool figure.
So you all have to head over to the Paizo booth, actually. Have you seen what they've done with it?
I don't know if I've seen a goblin, but I've seen they have a Skittermander and things. But
so they took one of our goblins. The Paizo's a great partner of ours. We're happy to work with them. They took one of our goblins that we made for them, and they've redone it in Starfinder form.
Oh yeah, we did see that.
It's awesome. It has like an old style fishbowl astronaut helmet, some armor, like a little ray gun. It's fantastic. Definitely get some shots of it.
Yeah, the Starfinder goblins are amazing.
It's awesome.
Anything else here you want to show us or tell us about upcoming Pathfinder products? I know Pathfinder is in the middle of their remaster, so We've got some. We're talking a little bit briefly about the new Dragon series coming out, starting with the Adamantine Dragon. Anything? We haven't released that video yet, but anything you want to tease us about that?
Well, I think along the Pathfinder line, I would talk about and look out for Fearsome Forces. We really experiment with a new configuration with those. So typically, our booster boxes have 4 miniatures in them: 1 large, 3 smaller mediums. Fearsome Forces is different. It has a single miniature per box, and if retail stores could also sell you the whole case, right? So it's a different format, and it's a little easier just to pick those up and see what you get, and you're not committing to the full 4 minis booster. So I would be on the lookout for Fearsome Forces, and yeah,
we have a case unboxing of that we have filmed. I haven't edited yet because it's been a busy month, but it's coming soon. Y'all just released so many things that it's hard for this little guy to keep up.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking you to slow down or anything, but it feels like your output, do you feel like the output has increased significantly over the past couple of years?
I do, but I don't believe that's taken a hit on any sort of quality or anything like that. I mean, like we talked about with D&D specifically, we're returning to that first set just because we're so confident in those improvements that we've made over the decade that we want to go back and redo those that whole Tyranny of Dragons set just to show off what how we've improved over the decade. So I would say yes, output way up, but also quality equally up.
And I think I've done a good job of that's a set that has so many useful creatures in it, so many young dragons and basic army builders. And you've done a good job of going back to support older adventure paths or adventures that maybe didn't get as many of the classic NPCs. You got the Strahd sets and the Tomb of Annihilation sets. Any of those more coming on down the line? I know we're kind of moving into a new version of various games, so there may be a move away from that, but do you have any plans to continue looking back at older adventures to give them more support that they might need? need?
Perhaps. Nothing to announce right now. The most recent, like you said, would be Tomb of Annihilation, where we have released the complete set, which includes all 80 miniatures that were released for that adventure path. It also includes traps and dungeon dressings. It's a little bit different because normally we do focus on just characters and creatures, but that set's a little different. And I would just like to say too about Return of the Dragons. I absolutely agree that although it's made for a specific campaign, it's really a very classic, just general D&D campaign. You have your orcs, you have your undead, you have dragons. It's something that you pick up one of those boosters and open it up, you're going to find something in there. You're going to find all 4 of them in there, frankly, that's going to be applicable to any D&D game. So
that was your first one. That's the first set of minis that we had for the new D&D 5th edition. So, yeah, you really loaded that set up. So that's awesome. Anything else you want to preview for us or tell about Gen Con? Any hints you can give us about things to come, maybe?
If you're at Gen Con, come visit us at booth 711. We have all this on display. We have the 50th anniversary boosters for sale. We have plush for sale. Just come visit us and say hi. I'll be here, and I'll be happy to talk to you. Happy to show you around.
And you have Onslaught as well, which we didn't really cover much, but that's got some awesome minis in Onslaught.
Yes, yeah. The brief on Onslaught. It's a great bridge between skirmish warfare games and Dungeons & Dragons. If you're familiar with the D&D rule set, you'll be familiar with how to play Onslaught. It's a great mini skirmish game that's based in the D&D world.
And whoever is designing the characters in the Onslaught for all the various factions, like each of those minis is so interesting and unique. You can tell that the people who created those have a deep love for the system, and they've done a great job. Like, I think some of the best minis y'all have done in the past, and they're so unique too. The interesting race and class combinations, which I love to see. So if you're looking to like make a new player character for your campaign, like look at the Onslaught minis.
Yeah, and we have a new starter set out that features a really unique creature called the Lichen Lich. It's a fungal take on a lich. Great mini as well. So yeah.
Well, we're gonna take a look at that. But yeah, Chris, thank you so much. Good luck here at the rest of Gen Con. I'll ask you one last question.
Yeah.
Is there anything else around the convention center that you are looking forward to going to see yourself?
I have made frequent trips personally over to the Paizo booth.
Yeah.
So that's the big one for me. But yeah.
That is our home base too. So love it. Well, thanks, Chris. Good luck at Gen Con, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks to you. Thank you.
Stay tuned here at the Gallant Goblin for the latest from Gen Con 2024. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.